What's up guys, WhoNeedsMeta here. So I'm going to start bringing my camera to locals with me as much as I can. Normally the audio is pretty bad at locals because there's a bunch of people, so you know, why not just do these for it. Essentially I played Diva Hero Beat at locals recently, and this is the match that I was able to record against a really interesting Turbo Lightsworn deck. Playing triple legacy, double jar, and then like avarices and stuff to eventually get to Judgment Dragon. It's kind of a slow process. I'm gonna start to counter his card trooper with Chimera Tech and Alias. And he's gonna go ahead and legacy in an attempt to drop Gores there. So we're just gonna hit him real quick with the 2K and the 19. Although I don't believe I hit him with the 2K. Draw 2, mill 2. With the solar recharge. You can see all the draw traps in the hand. Again, the jar. There's also card destruction in there, which can be fairly devastating. So he's going to Lila Pop and he's going to hit the Mirror Force. And set 1, end phase mill 3. Again, that's the downside of playing the traps, is you mill the traps. But honestly, most of the time you just literally don't care. And hit him for 2K. Draw, you can see the Avarice. And then I'm going to hit Trap Dust Shoot. So double Avarice on his Celestia. And Plague Spreader, I believe we're going to go ahead and send back the Celestia. He does have enough. That's what I was checking with the Avarice. He does have enough. Okay, so he put back the Honest. No room for Celestia at that point, so he's going to Avarice, put everything back. Obviously get the Judgment Dragon back in there. 2 unknowns, which is going to be Solar Recharge and Wolf. We need to draw 2, mill 2. Looks like he drew another Honest. There's a Cold Wave as well. Jar Greed into Arcus. And you can kind of see how the hand quickly replenishes. I have 5 cards, my opponent 6. Mill 2. Ocean Celestia. I'm going to go with Stratos here, looks like. And because I already have the Alias, I'm thinking Alias, and I was like, I'm going to go Ocean. You can see I do have an Honest in my hand. But that way, because I have so many more monsters on board, if my Stratos were to die, at some point I can Ocean it back to my hand and use it as either MST, which you don't really need in this matchup, and I'm gonna pick Stratos here because if he does have the Honest, Stratos is the one I don't care if it dies. Again, because I have Honest in my hand, so I want Alias. I want to keep it alive for Gemspark, and of course, Chimera Tech is the 2K beater. It's the biggest one. So if I put a hero in my graveyard, that livens up Miracle Fusion. Yes, Alias can do Hero Blast. Again, he's going to Celestia. He's just targeting 1 because he knows I have 2 sets, so he's going to play around the Starlight Road. So he's going to summon and just target Chimera Tech. He knows he can attack over. I think the other way around, because he doesn't. You should play around Honest in the Hero Beat matchup. We're both playing 2 Honest. And I'm going to bottomless the Celestia. It's going to hit a Necrogardener, which is pretty good, as well as a Lightsworn name. And again, we know he has that Pot of Avarice, so fueling that gets everybody back into the deck. Everything but Lila. And of course the Necrogardeners, we're going to keep the Lila there, which makes sense. Draw an Honest Raikou, which is pretty good. You see his Hamster, he has Plague Still from earlier. So I'm going to go with Ocean. We're going to hit for 15. And I think we also hit, and he's going to Necrogarden the 19. I'm going to set 1. Get 2 Honest in hand there. Thinking about setting the Hamster, which again makes sense. So we have Standby Phase Ocean, and we get to have Stratos, which allows us to go get another Alias. And then we're going to attack with the Alias, because again, they know the deck plays Hamster, gets the Raikou. And because we have close to game on board here, I do have a Compulse set, and I'm thinking he Necrogarden, which means he likely doesn't have Gores, so I could just Compulse the guy and go for game here. Then we hit for game, and that'll be all of game 1. In terms of sideboard, we thought about the skill drains, and then we realized the Divas, and we're like, can we use the Divas? Should we use the Divas? In the end, for game 2, I decided to not board out the Divas into the skill drains. Game 3, I would. I regret that, so I was like trying to figure out if it was possible to do it. But I'm going to definitely side in Transmigration Prophecy and things like that. And then Cyber Dragon for Dust Shoot going second. You can see that he did open Jar and Honest and Cold Wave as well, looks like. And T-Roy, so you just start with Cold Wave to keep us off of any of our setting cards, so is able to kind of blow us out there with certain things. I drew Gilman. I'm contemplating Gilman. I'm contemplating Alias. I have double Alias in hand, I believe. So it's going to be Jar. So I'm kind of happy we did go with that. We lose Compulse, Spark, MST. I do keep the MST in because of all the traps. You can just set it and then face flip it. And then Gilman. Again, Morphing Jar and things like that are good with the Pot of Avarices in the deck. Jane is going to get over, and then Lumen is going to get in for a K. And he's going to mill a Wolf. So we're going to start with Kaiku here. We obviously know that those are you're likely the draw traps, and maybe one real one. Maybe 2 real ones, but we're hoping that one in there. We're just looking at Legacies and Jars, so we're going to hit that, and we're going to remove the Necro Gardener and the Arcus. Get rid of the names there. That's what we're going to use again. You can't Necro Guard them because we have the Kaiku up, and we're going to set 3 as well. He's going to MST roll for it and hit the good one. That's the one we probably needed the most there. So dice luck not in our favor. You can see we got Lila. We're just going to bottomless the Lila. He's going to get over for 3, and then 21 with the Wolf. You can see we have Honest and Miracle Fusion in hand. That's what it looks like. So we are going to go ahead and Miracle Fusion, get rid of Gilman and use Alias, and summon Ab-Zero. This will help us play into... we know both Honests are gone, but again, if we have any shenaniganery with like the Plague and the Brio play, this will help us. We're going to hit over the Wolf. And then we're going to normal summon the Ocean. I don't think I should have normal summoned it. I really didn't need to. We're going to see 2 Jar Agreeds to get 2 new cards. These Raikos. And then build another Wolf, which is bad for us. Foolish Burial as well. Cyber Dragon, which is pretty good against this as well. I don't agree. I don't think I needed to summon the Ocean there. I know that it puts a hero in my graveyard and it forces him to deal with it. He already has the ability to beat over it. I was just like thinking, do I need to boost the Ab-Zero to 3K to like force some other stuff? I was like, we know that Christie is not an issue at this point, so I guess set the Raiko and face mill 2. So this is where you can see I have Honest and Kaiku. And he's got, we know it's a set Raiko. I was anticipating for sure a set Raiko, especially after the milled hamster. So I'm thinking to myself, my set card is Starlight Road. I am trying to keep myself on 2 cards for Judgment Dragon. So I'm thinking if I normal Kaiku and I attack with the Ab-Zero over the Raiko and he chooses to pop the Kaiku, I keep my Ab-Zero. But if he chooses to pop the Ab-Zero, Kaiku can again take the names out to put him down on names. So this is where I really, really think about trying to figure out how do I keep 2 cards on the board to play around the Raiko while also playing around Judgment Dragon to keep my Starlight Road intact. So this is a really, really hard play. So I know that Kaiku can technically like attack over the Raiko and then Kaiku can clear something else, but I want to be able to use the Ab-Zero to attack over something else later. So maybe this play didn't make sense, but in my head I was like, how do I guarantee I keep 2 cards here? And so that's kind of what we were thinking here. We could have probably gone Ab-Zero and then Kaiku, but this way, if he chooses to pop the Ab-Zero, Kaiku hasn't attacked yet, and I can take those names out of his graveyard. So that's why I went with it in this order, knowing that my Kaiku couldn't attack. Because either I keep my Ab Zero, which is what I need for a Judgment Dragon, or I Kaiku the names out of his graveyard, which is also just as important. So this puts him at 3 names from what I was calculating with the Kaiku. So that's kind of why it was really wonky. There's a lot of duplicates, so I'm making sure we don't remove any duplicates. Obviously the Lumina is the one of, that's the good one. And then we go with Plague. So he's at 3 names because there's so many duplicates, yeah. Various guys, so that's why we go with the Kaiku there, and that's why we attacked in the way we did. And he's asking about the errata of Kaiku, and I was like, it's the cards to monsters only. So he's gonna Pot of Avarice, and this is gonna set back the Judgment Dragon here, both honest, so now they're back in play. And leaving the duplicates, so I believe there's a Wolf and a Raikou still in the graveyard, so we still have the 2 names. You see Celestia and Avarice. You can go Foolish Burial Celestia here. Cyber Dragon. Checking for traps. Foolish Burial for Wolf. And then again the Celestia. Also contemplating if we hit both again. We're hoping that he does choose to pick both, because again our set card is in fact Starlight Road, and we're going to chain it there. Gets another Wolf though off of that, so again an Avarice is live again with all those mills. Again, the deck eventually just becomes all monsters because you mill the spells and you put them all back. Eventually you only have like Judgment Dragons left. That's kind of the logic, where you just have the deck so thin that you can only draw Judgment Dragon at some point. Again, there it is, Judgment Dragon Honest, which is pretty good. Special the Judgment Dragon. Checking for 4 names, which in fact he does have. 500. Drops the Honest, and that's enough for game with the 21, because we do not play Gores. So now again, we are going to side in those. We're going to side out the Diva package. We're struggling here to like, can I get 5 cards in to get out all of these cards? We've initially said like, we don't need the skill drains, and I was like, you probably need the skill drains, so we're gonna hustle in those skill drains. Game 3, we get to go first, and you see we open Snowman. We also open skill drain and then the E-Call for Stratos. I felt there was more value in terms of the skill drain before flipping it to go for Stratos first, and then letting the skill drain do its thing. The Cyber Dragon kind of does stink, but again, we could set Snowman, and we don't have to flip skill drain on a Cyber Dragon, so we can still keep that going. So we're going to set the Snowman. We draw Spark. We're hoping to get rid of the Cyber Dragon with our Snowman Eater, and then use the Spark on something later, so we don't have to burn it. And drawing a whole bunch of cards with the Jars and Legacies. And now we're going to get hit with that big card destruction. Losing the Hero Monster stinks. We lose a Miracle Fusion, but we draw 2 more Miracle Fusions off of that. We see Charge and go for Lumina. He did not mill Lumina. He's got a Necroguard in his graveyard, which is pretty good. Lumina's the play here. Discard. He's going to discard Jane, target Jane, and we are going to flip the skill drain, which we obviously didn't want to do because we needed to get rid of that Cyber Dragon. Now we have to come up with a more creative way. But we do have that Stratos and the Snowman. We're going to have the Snowman Eater in our graveyard. Yeah. I'm going to take 1,000. So now we have a full Miracle Fusion, which is good. Draw for turn. We have a Rhoda, which means we can go get a Hero Monster, which means we can clear the board if we would like to. Looks like we're normal summoning, and we're going to attack the Lumina. You take 9. And we're going to set some cards. Again, I believe we have Starlight Road set. But obviously got to attack the Lumina there. Cold Wave. So we're thinking here. We're worried about... We know we can't really get to Judgment Dragon without it. But we're going to lose our Alias anyways to the battle phase. So we're going to go ahead and chain the Gem Spark anyways to get rid of the Cyber Dragon. Not the best trade in the world, but yeah. So we're just going to go ahead and normal summon Kaiku. And then, so we kind of mess up. I was like, oh, Necro, he prevents it. But then he's like, oh, we're like skill drain. So we just reset the game state. So we literally just reset it because he wanted to protect it. So we just reset the game state. A little weird on the Raikou there. And he's going to set again. And then next turn we are free from Cold Wave, which means we can activate our Future Fusion. We literally have 1 water and 1 hero left in the deck, I believe. Because we lost the Alias. And we're going to get our Ab-Zero. And we're just going to clear everything. Again, skill drain, putting in an absolute insane amount of work in this matchup. Preventing all of the mills from getting him going. I'm going to get 1 turn on the Future Fusion. We're going to hit for 18. Again, we don't get to banish anything, and he's just going to go ahead and scoop it up because of the double wolf in hand. And our, again, we have the Miracle Fusion and things like that to just kind of clear the board. If we need to fuse, we can Miracle Fuse with our own guy, clear the board, and just keep attacking. But yeah, that was this this match from Locals. This was just the last round, the only one I was able to film, unfortunately. Let me know if you want me to keep doing these. Like and subscribe for more retro format content, and thanks for watching, guys.